For this question, we are given the graph of f double prime and asked to sketch the graphs of f prime as well as f, given the information that f has one absolute minimum and has the x-axis as a horizontal asymptote. To begin with, we need to find the extrema of f prime, and we do this by finding the values at which f double prime intercepts the x-axis. So over here, f double prime goes from negative to positive, which means that there is a minimum here. And over here, we see that f double prime goes from positive to negative. So there is a maxima here. However, before we put these in, let us consider that the graph of f approaches 0 as it goes towards infinity or negative infinity. This will make the graph of f approach a constant slope of 0 also, meaning that f prime has the x-axis as an asymptote. Knowing this information, we can plot the minimum to be under the x-axis and the maximum to be over the x-axis. So at this x value over here, and at this x value over here. Next, we can find the points of inflection of the graph of f prime by looking at the extrema of the graph of f double prime. So there's an extrema here, an extrema here, and also an extrema here, which means that they are the points of inflection. So over here, we see that the graph is the slope of f double prime is negative, which means that it will be concave down over here up to this point. So let's make it around here. And we see that the graph of f double prime is positive up to 0. So let's make the point of inflection around here and note that it is concave up. Over here we see that the slope of f double prime is once again negative up to this x value. So we will make another point of inflection around here. And we see again that the slope of f double prime is positive. So that means that the graph will be concave up from here all the way to infinity. So when we connect that to make a nicer curve, so we make this concave up, and we make this area concave down, and we make it concave up once again, and we make it approach infinity, and make it approach 0 at the same time. This is what we would get for the graph of f prime. Next, for graphing f, we know that f has a minima at x equals 0 because this is where f prime intercepts the x-axis. We know that the x-axis is an asymptote, so we can place a minimum below the x-axis. We can also determine the points of inflection based on where f double prime intercepts the x-axis. So there should be a point of inflection over here and a point of inflection over here. So f double prime is positive here, so we can tell that it's concave up. F double prime is negative here, so in these areas it is concave down. And when we make that into a nice line, we can get the graph of f. So this is a graph of f, this is a graph of f prime, and this is a graph of f double prime.